Good morning, children. Let's enter into our grammar. The first one is the passive voice. Before entering into our grammar, first we have to know about the active voice and passive voice. Here we can observe some structures. These will help us to convert the active voice sentences into the passive voice. Here the first three are simple sentences, and these two are continuous sentences, and the next three are perfect sentences. Then if a sentence is in active voice, then how we have to convert that into the passive voice? If in the place of if in active voice sentence, the subject that must be converted into object in the passive voice sentences. And for our easy understanding, this AV for active voice and PV for passive voice. Here in active voice, the subject that it is changed into object, and the helping verbs how they will changed we can observe here. These are the helping verbs for active voice forms, and that changed in this way to the passive voice forms. If you observe in this sentence, this everyone likes good manners. So this is in active voice form, that we have to change to passive voice form. Then the active voice form subject thing, it is changed to passive voice object. Everyone here in this sentence is subject, and like is we verb form, and good manners is objective. So here in passive voice, the object comes first. Then what we have to write here? Good manners. Then the like, it is in simple present tense. So in simple present tense form, what we have to write in for the passive voice? Am, is, are. Means place V3 form, the V1 form of the verb V1 form of active voice sentence, that is converted into V3 form in the passive voice sentence. So good manners. Then what we have to write? Good manners, it is in plural form. So what we have to write? Are we should mention here. Then V3 form of like is liked. Liked. V3 form of like is liked. Then what we have to, after the main verb, what we have to add in passive voice sentence? We have to add by. Then what we have to write at the end of the sentence? Subject. So finally the sentence will come as good manners are liked by everyone. So this is in this way we have to convert the active voice sentences into passive voice sentences. In the same way, we can do it in our textbook also. What they are given here? Everyone in the village liked Rip Van Winkle. So this sentence is in simple past tense. So what we have to write here? So if we think this everyone as subject, and like is a V2 form, and Rip Van Winkle as a object, then if we want to convert this first thing into passive voice sentence, then first we have to write Rip Van Winkle. Here it is in simple past. So what we have to use for the simple past? Here's Rip Van Winkle, it is single. So here what we have to use? Was. Rip Van Winkle was liked by everyone in the village. So this is the passive voice sentence for this sentence. Rip Van Winkle was liked by everyone in the village. So here we can observe the first sentence is in the active voice form, and the second sentence is in the passive voice form. Then the first, read the following passage and underline all the verbs in passive voice. Here they given a passage. From that we have to find out the verbs. So if we see in the first example, this sentence is in active voice, this sentence is in passive voice. So in the passive voice sentences, how the verbs will be? So in this way. So if this sentence is in singular form, so they used here was. If they are in plural form, they will use were or etc. So in the same way we have to find out the verbs. We watched a film and returned home late yesterday. We unlocked the door and entered our apartment. We were shocked. Here were shocked is the verb form, and to find the whole place in disarray. Clothes were thrown everywhere. So here were thrown also a verb form. The cupboard was open. Here the was opened also a verb form. And my 3 new suits were missing. The handle of the iron safe was broken. Here the was broken also a verb form. We were surprised at how anyone could have got in when the door was locked. Here the word surprised and was locked also a verb form. My wife found that the back door was left open. Evidently, we had forgotten to close it when we left the house. An inventory of the missing property was prepared. Was prepared also a verb form. Verb. And a complaint was lodged. Was lodged also verb. With the town police station. My wife and I were taught the lesson of our life. Were taught also verb. In the second one, change the following sentences into their corresponding passive forms. So here they're given some sentences. We have to convert these sentences into passive forms. In this, first I explain one example. Na? In the same way, you do the second bit. Adverbs of frequency. First, given below are the students' responses to the question, how often do you walk to school? Here, read them carefully and write the names of the students in order, starting with the student who walks to school most often. Here they given some students' responses for the question of how often do you walk to school. For this question, they responded in this way. So from that answer, we need to make them in order. Who walks to the school most often? So first we read the answers. We need to read the responses from students. First student is Narasimha Murthy. He replied, I don't usually walk to school. I often go on a cycle. Then Appa Rao, usually walk to school. I often go on a cycle. Then Appa Rao, I never walk to school. I like very far away. Then the next student is Satyanarayana. I always walk to school. I live right opposite to the school. Then Krishnamurthy. I sometimes walk to school. At times I take the bus too. Then Venkat Rao. I usually walk to school. It's a nice way to start the day. So from these students, from these students' responses, we can easily identify who is always go to their school by walk or on foot. So if we observe Satyanarayana, I always walk to school. I live right opposite to the school. So the first student is Satyanarayana. Then we go with the Venkat Rao. I usually walk to school. It's a nice way to start the day. Then the third one is Krishnamurthy. I sometimes walk to school. At times I take the bus too. Then the fourth one is Narasimha Murthy. I don't usually walk to school. I often go on a cycle. Then the last one is Appa Rao. I never walk to school. I like very far away. In the second bit, write as many sentences as you can about yourself using the following adverbs of frequency. Here in this box they given some adverbs, and you may talk about how often you, and here they given some helping words to us to make the sentences easily. By using these helping words in our sentences, we can use the adverbs. With the help of these adverbs and by using these helping words, we can form sentences. For example, here they given, I often play in the park. I often, they used an adverb here called often. I often play in the park. So in the same way, you need to use these adverbs and by using these helping words, and you have to make a sentence completely. Next one is editing. Read the following passage. There is an error in each sentence. Identify and edit it. It were. So, it were a hot summer day. It it is a single thing. So were is a plural one. So what we have to write here? It was. So it is a mistaken one. Many animal. So many are there. It is plural form and animal is a single form. So we have to write here as a many animals of the forest assembled in the near the pond. All of them were relaxing and talking. Here they used the continuous thing, relaxing and talk. Here we need to use the same thing, relaxing and talking. This is also a mistaken one. Just then a crow came flying and sat to a branch, and rabbit saw it. A crow came flying and sat to a branch కాదు నాన్న, ఇక్కడ sat on a branch. What we have to write in the place of to, we have to write and rabbit saw it. Not and rabbit, it is a rabbit. So you have to write this clearly without any mistakes. Study skills. Look at the picture and read the details given below. Alert. Please take a good long look at these children. You might have seen them somewhere. So if we observe in this picture, we can see many children. So here they given some information. These children have been missing for a long time. So these children all are missing for a long time. If you have seen any of them, please report to the nearest police station or contact us at National Center for Missing Children. They given their address also clearly here. From the given information of these children and from that organization, we need to answer these questions.